This week I feel like has been so phenomenal in touching on all the different aspects of things that I've been talking about in my videos, from growth mindset to community to embracing our authentic selves. And all of these three things come back to one feeling that I think many of us lose: our motivation, our mojo, our energy. If you're in a journey right now, whatever it is that's going on in your life, and you're feeling demotivated, you're feeling a lack of energy, you don't know how to push on, stay and listen to me today, because man, oh man, I feel so much gratitude for the week that I've had. Hi guys, I'm Erica and I am a homeschool mom of 3. I love talking about health, mindfulness, mindset, also sprinkled in a little homeschool stuff here and there. If this sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can be a part of this community. I have spoken about community and connection, and y'all, this week we were doing some real connecting and community. I met this mom like over a month ago at the library, and just me being myself, just chitty chatting. I spoke to her maybe 5 minutes, and I know she was looking at me like with one eyebrow up, like, who is this girl who's just trying to like get all up in my world? But we did exchange phone numbers because she was new to living in the area and she had 2 kids. Her youngest son is the same age as my little one. And I just felt this energy of like, I know that it's nice to have someone that you can connect with and who understands you as a busy mom. So I said, well, maybe one day we'll connect. She actually sends me a message this week and says, hey, can you meet us at the park and celebrate my son's birthday? And I'm like, well, let's do it, because it's just nice also for my son, because honestly, it's time for him to make some money. So let's give this a try. I go to this birthday. I was actually the only one there celebrating with her because she's lived in the city for 6 months. She really hasn't had a chance to connect with any other moms because she's just busy working and doing her thing. It felt so special to me to have this moment with her son, and she also has an older daughter that my daughter was able to connect with, to share this time with her. And as soon as I got there, again in true Erica style, y'all, I just be getting in people's business, not on purpose, but I love sharing. I love talking to people and hearing their stories. So I sat down on this bench and I sat with her and I said, girl, tell me your story. What do you do? And she opened up and shared her story, and I shared parts of mine, and you could just feel the energy and the sparks going between the two of us. Now, I'm in health and fitness, and she actually also has a background in health and fitness. So it was so nice to finally connect with like this like-minded person who's also on her own journey in doing this. I bring this story because sometimes we never know when we are going to add some type of value to someone else's life and them adding that same value to us. That value added, that mutual value added, creates so much positive energy. I just felt motivated seeing what she's doing with her work. I think I motivated her in the same. After we had our birthday play date, my son was having a birthday. I invited her to share going out with us, and they came out with us and we had a fabulous time. Now we both have new buddies, and this sense of community, this sense of having someone along for the ride. Many times we'll have friends. For me, it's so special to have friends who can touch on many of the dimensions of our lives, so they can understand and empathize with some of the struggles we have. And they're a friend that honestly, if you don't call them back real fast, they understand, because she also has 3 children and I have 3 children. She knows, okay, sometimes we just don't have the time. Out of this whole story is I want you to get that sense of community, of opening yourself up. If you don't have the friendships that you need in your life, to just open yourself up to new people, because you do not know how they will possibly enrich your lives. The second one this week is about going out of your usual boundaries. I stepped outside of my boundaries and I volunteered to participate in helping to organize an event for the youth sailing program. For me, it was a huge step. The reason why is I'm just not like always a big group person and organizing things, probably because of the fact that from the beginning I've been a homeschool mom and I haven't had to like do that typical parents association type stuff. But I stepped outside my box. We had a meeting this week, sat down, you know, everyone has gotten their task and things that they have to do. Being in that meeting and going into this whole event, I also feel that it's energizing me. And I need this energy right now because my big thing that I'm going through is that I'm transitioning from being just a homeschool mom to a working homeschool mom. I'm in the process of seeking remote work. It gets tough when you're out there looking for jobs. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced it. Please feel free to talk about it in the comments below. It's a hell of a job getting a job. I'm confident in what I've been doing and the work from my past and who I am as a person, but it's a journey. It's a full-time job getting work. Just going into this meeting, it just gave me this energy, feeling like I was in this work team environment. I'm like, you know what? I can do this. Also knowing that I'm contributing to my son's program that he's doing for sailing and being involved in the community in that way. Especially if we talk about getting a job, I think getting involved in different groups is a phenomenal way of networking. So one of the women in the group, she is actually in digital marketing, which there's two things I'm passionate about right now: health and fitness and digital marketing. So all about social media and doing all this type of stuff that I'm doing here on YouTube. Being able to chit chat with her may or may not bring opportunities, but in a sense of being able to talk to someone else who's in the industry that I'm interested in will be fantastic. This video is all about re-energizing and getting your mojo back. The first two we had is community, being a part of something and connecting to re-energize yourself. Secondly, going outside of your boundaries, finding new ways and new experiences that also help to bring you energy. The third one is about action. If you look at what happened to me this week, I see one major thing that has happened. I have taken action. If you think about it, motivation is a feeling. Action is something that you physically do. So if you want to fuel your motivation, you need to take the steps first. You have to think of what are these little baby steps. Don't think leaps, but what are the baby steps that you can take towards creating that motivation for whatever you want to move towards in your life and in your journey right now. This week, I took action in connecting and creating a new friend. I also took action in joining and participating in this event group at the sailing program. And that's also energizing me and creating motivation. What are some of the actions you can take to fuel your motivation? And you don't have to think too big, all right? It doesn't have to be some big, crazy thing that you can do. Leave a comment below and tell me, what actions do you think that you can take this week? It can be a 1-minute action, it can be a 5-minute action, something super duper small, but tell me, what can you do to re-energize yourself? I'm gonna throw this in also. One of the things that I realized this week that I'm really proud of myself for is being authentic to myself. So I talked about the fact that I am interviewing for jobs and looking for new jobs, and I had a job that I got to the second step where you have to do like this virtual online interview that you record yourself. And in the past, I would have been a different persona, like that professional Erica using the proper language and stuff like that. This time, I said, And maybe because of the fact that I'm now on YouTube and I've just become very comfortable in just being me and talking the way that I talk, whether sometimes it's a little bit of like this, as a friend calls me, like this Chicago girl or Southern girl. I recorded this interview and I was so proud of myself because I have gotten to the heart of being my authentic self. I planned my answers, of course. I put some thought to them so I could be, intelligent. We got to be intelligent. But I felt like my personality came across. I know that this has to do with a job interview, but I realized it's so important nowadays, whether it's like a professional setting or in your own private life. Think about it. Are you presenting your authentic self? Are you just being you? The you that you would be if you're just hanging out with your kids? Or honestly, are you being yourself when you're with your kids? Like me, my kids think I'm crazy. Why? Because mama dances, I sing. I'm wild. Now, not too wild, but still wild enough that I feel comfortable in being myself. I remember when I think back, if we talk about just in being a mom, so now moving past this whole job interview thing, but just being authentic to yourself and your motherhood. I remember when I grew up, I don't feel like I knew who my mom truly was. She created this persona of being mom, being so put together. That's the one thing that I have realized, that I try to be my best self as much as possible around my kids. So whether it's the fun person or it's the sad person or it's the stressed person, I show them all the dimensions of who you can be as a woman or as a human being. Leave me a comment below. How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable in being your true self? And what situations do you feel comfortable in being your true self? And do you find that you have challenges in doing this in other situations? I am seeing my life through a whole different filter and light. I am trying to take every moment and just absorb it and enjoy the gratitude and the beauty of these small moments and these experiences that I know are growing me as a person, as a mother, and as a professional. Action creates motivation. I'm gonna go activate my butt to clean up, and hopefully that motivates us somehow to keep it clean. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.